Welcome to You Can Be Healed with Connie. In this episode, I want to talk about the fear of rejection. Think of the last time you were rejected. How do you feel and how do you react to it? The most immediate reaction after being rejected is often feeling angry, hurt, and frustrated. You may also think that you are not good enough and start doubting yourself. I want you to know that you are not alone. We've all been rejected at one point or another. Whichever kind of rejection you are facing, I know rejection hurts. And sometimes it makes people want to stop trying to put themselves out there for anything. That's why I want to share 3 tips on how to reframe rejection. And after you finish listening to this episode, I hope you can feel much more comfortable with rejections and no longer afraid of it. And you will feel much happier and have the courage to pursue your dreams and achieve your goals. And I really want you to succeed because you deserve it. First of all, what is the fear of rejection? In general, the fear of rejection is an irrational fear that you have convinced yourself that people won't accept or approve of you because of your opinions, your looks, your personality, your values, beliefs, or behavior. This is also a type of limiting beliefs. It can impact your career development, your relationship with others, as well as your everyday social interactions. Do you know that we were not born fearing rejection? You can notice this in any child. They've never been afraid of being rejected. They take it easy and keep trying till they get what they want, which means we develop the fear of rejection over time as a result of our interactions with others, our experiences, and the world around us. And one of the primary reasons caused the fear of rejection is often due to a lack of self-esteem. And oftentimes, low self-esteem stems back to childhood experiences, and certain events that happened back then might have naturally made you doubt your sense of worth. You could even have been one significant traumatic experience of rejection that can immediately form the limiting beliefs about your worth and value. Another reason is our fear of experiencing hurt and pain again, and that can lead us withdrawing from people and hold back from expressing our authentic feelings. You may become a people pleaser, or in other words, you do and say things not because you believe them, but because you believe agreeing with others can reduce the chance of being rejected. You're literally afraid to do or say anything that contradicts another person's opinion. And sometimes you may subconsciously abandon others before they have a chance to reject you. As a result, you may end up copying how other people act, talk, dress, and even adopt their values and beliefs. So you begin to live the life of others instead of the life of yours. I've seen many of my clients living under this condition, and I've successfully helped them find their own life back by adjusting the limiting beliefs of rejection. I can say every human being has the fear of rejection, and the depth of fear varies for each individual and their past experiences, although there are some common elements. If you are willing to look deep and ask yourself, what is your feeling or experience of rejection? What are you really afraid of being rejected? How does that make you feel if you are being rejected? Try to write down your feelings if you can. This can help you identify what's your true limiting beliefs behind fear of rejection. For example, perhaps You are afraid rejection may confirm that you are not good enough, you are not important, you are not lovable, or have little worth or value. When these fear-based thoughts keep spinning in our mind, it may make us feel uneasy, anxious, or even depressed. I want you to remember this. Everything is creating in your mind. Dealing with fear of rejection or actual rejection involves open yourself to your inner feeling. Now, let me quickly walk you through some common symptoms of the fear of rejection, and you can check how many of them are currently manifesting in your life. You lack of assertiveness while interacting with other people. You lack of the courage to speak up and raise a different point of view. You lack a sense of personal identity. You are constantly trying to please everyone. You feel other people are always better than you. You're always trying to act and look like other people. You're extremely conscious of what other people think of you. You are afraid to say no and express what you truly want and feel. So, how many symptoms do you have? Regardless, it is totally fine, and don't worry. I had all of them in my early life, and I've been there. The good news is you can change them just as I did. Acknowledgement and acceptance is always the first step to change. So here are 3 healthy mindsets to help you overcome your fear of rejection and see rejections from different perspectives. They have helped me, and I hope they can help you too. First, remember that we all say no sometimes. When you get rejected, it is because the other party is declining your request. And I believe you have declined or rejected somebody else's request before too. It's simply a fact of life that you can't say yes to everyone all the time, right? So just as you have the right to say no to someone else, other people have the right to say no to you too. Acknowledge that the other party is at liberty to make their choice, and there's nothing to do with you. You can't control what other people think, do, or say. You can, however, minimize the impact of that rejection by developing and improving your self-confidence and self-worth. When you fear of being rejected, it's because you don't believe in yourself that you're good enough. So work on yourself and believe in yourself more. I've been rejected 1,000 times in my professional and personal life. And as my self-confidence and self-worth keep improving, I understand that when people reject me for whatever reason, that's their personal decision and they have the right to do so. Instead, I should respect them and move on. Same as when I rejected others, I also have my own reason. And as I mentioned, you will not say yes to everything. So this is just part of the journey in all our life. Second, don't take it personally. It is not always about you. Yes, sometimes rejection can be personal, but a lot of time it's not. The person who was rude to you may having a bad day today. You didn't get a job doesn't mean you're not good enough, but it takes some time to really know a person. In an interview, the interviewer only has a limited time to get to know you. How can you really understand a person within just 30 minutes to 1 hour? So he or she can only tell if you are a suitable candidate with your self-created perception. If you're too nervous or not being natural, you can't truly show who you really are. So sometimes what they rejected is not the real you, but your self-created image under stress. And sometimes in another situation, maybe the timing is not right or that person is not ready. We oftentimes have no idea what's going on the other side of the situation. Rejection can also mean mismatch of values. Sometimes rejection comes when you don't share the same values, belief, or personality with your date, your dream job, or your friends. For example, an introvert boy is likely to be rejected by an outgoing girl if she's looking for someone like her to be her partner. And it might not be surprising to see a social media editor being rejected by a traditional newspaper publisher. It's just simply because you don't share the same value or belief. Third, rejection can be a blessing. Have you ever heard about the quote, "Sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck," from Dalai Lama? People are rejected not because they are not good enough to reach the standard. It is about suitability. Every time when you are rejected, this tells you that job, the date, or anything you have longed for is not suitable for you. This actually helps you to filter out what doesn't suit you. And the options you haven't considered may surprisingly match your interest and need. Being rejected can be a process helping you to find your best fit. When we realize there's so many possibilities in rejection, and it doesn't always mean you are not good enough. If you realize that rejection is a way to help you find what truly fits you, you wouldn't take rejection too personally. Being human, we long to be accepted and wanted. The one thing that a lot of people do when they get rejected is to be unkind to themselves. They start coming up with all kinds of ideas about what's wrong with them. Instead of constantly thinking about what might have gone wrong and dwelling on those negative emotions, try looking at the situation more objectively and ask yourself if there's anything you can learn from the experience, and be kind and compassionate towards yourself. Realize that you don't need external validation for happiness. Everything you need to be happy is already within you. External validation feels good, but it's nothing compared to the happiness you can achieve when you realize you don't need it. The feeling of rejection is such a common complaint that it is a wonder that people don't stop think of how meaningless it is. If you can learn to reframe it, you will never have to feel the fear of rejection. Overcoming the fear of rejection isn't a one and done sort of thing. It's an ongoing process that you must consciously work through until the moment other people's opinions no longer bother you. Believe in yourself and investing time to work on your self-confidence and self-esteem, because no one can make you feel bad about yourself without your permission. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and next week I will talk about fear of success. Fear of success can be easily confused with fear of failure, because either one can keep you from reaching your full potential, and this is one of the most common fear as well. So remember to subscribe to my channel to get notified on my upcoming episodes. And I have recently created a new Facebook group to help aspiring entrepreneurs overcome their limiting beliefs, stress, fear, and self-doubt. Feel free to join, and the group name is called Break Limiting Beliefs from Self-Doubt to Self-Wow. I will also put the link in the description. Thanks again, everyone, for listening wherever you are, and I appreciate you. I will talk to you in my next episode. Take care and stay safe.